Whitey Slim, I love the way you hugged Edward when he came out here, and I figured I should have a hug.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that. You've got a grip like a bear.
Yeah, well, I'm crazy about you, Conan. You know,
Yeah?
you are really much taller than I figured you would be.
I'm a freak, yeah.
Now, when you people saw me on television, whatever that was in the 1800s, do you think that I look taller in person or taller on the TV? How many of you don't give a damn? Why are we even bringing it up?
Yeah. It's a cruel audience, yes.
Oh, no, it's a good audience, and it's a good show. I like that basketball thing. That was cute. And the nickname is terrific.
No, great. Well, thank you very much.
You know, I got to tell you.
Please,
Well, I
anything.
don't got to tell you.
Yes, you do.
By the way, do I get my check tonight?
After you tell me, you get your
after I
check.
tell you.
Yes, that's the arrangement.
Being in this building and in New York and at Rockefeller Center is just a mind blower. You see, I was here in 1950. I got through with drama school, and I came to New York to be in the theater. And one of the first places actors went was Rockefeller Center. And on the third floor, there was always a bunch of actors around reading show business, talking to each other, and, you know, kind of comparing notes. And there was a bank of telephones, red phones, green phones, blue phones. And I would see these people would go up and go, anything for Senate today? No, okay. Anything for Senate today? No, another phone. And I said, this is amazing. There is somebody that knows if there's work for actors, and you just have to pick up a phone, and they'll tell you whether there's a job for you. So I watched all these people, and I picked up an orange phone. I said, is there anything for Harvey Korman? And they said, who? Who are you? These were answering services. You know, you had to belong to an answering service. I was so naive, I thought maybe there was some lord that looked over.
Oh, that's so sad.
It's so sad and pathetic, and it didn't get better. I was here for 10 years. I couldn't get on Broadway, aside, over, off. But I worked across the street at Radio City Music Hall selling candy bars in 1950. Honest to God, the downstairs. And I found out a way. I've never told this before on television or and my kids don't even know it, and they're sitting in the green room, my two daughters. But I was a thief at Radio City Music Hall.
Wow, you heard it here.
I found a way of slipping $50 down the side of my pants, and they would fall into my cuff. And when my pants were full, well, so to speak, I would just, you know, take a break and go and pick up. Isn't that awful to admit? I make $2-3 a night like that, but it was.
It worked.
That was theater for me. That was it. 10 years.
You were also at the time. You were living in a cold water flat, and your roommate was Tom Bosley. Of Happy Days fame. Is that true?
Yeah, and I'm going to see him tonight, as a matter of fact. No, I already saw him, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, is he good?
Yes. You already saw him.
Oh, yeah, was he good?
Very good.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. No, I'm going to see Beauty and the Beast, and he's in it, you know. And he was my roommate, and we had a wonderful.
That sounds like a sitcom. You and he are roommates.
Well, he had a cot
squabbles.
on one side of the room, and I had a cot on the other side of the room, and he would never move. He would sit there. He was a Cub fan. He used to read the baseball scores and eat bologna sandwiches all day, and never moved, never made the rounds. I was going on. Pay attention. I was making. Thank you very much. I was making rounds, as I said, you know, and picking up telephones and leaving pictures, and he didn't do anything. I said, Tom, you'll never get anywhere if you don't get out and move around and try to get people to know you. Nothing happened to me in 10 years. Fiorello, they dropped right onto his bed. Became a big star, and the rest is history.
Then the hefty bag thing came, and
the hefty bag
took off.
He's done.
What? No, he's done
He's
great.
doing very well, indeed.
Yeah.
Wow. It's quiet in here, isn't it?
No, it is not.
You know, these are your notes on me. These are my notes. I love these notes.
It says,
why
beware.
Harvey Korman show flopped. When Dick Van Dyke replaced them, he flopped.
No, those are the mean notes. I never consult the mean notes.
Yeah,
These are just.
I left that show. What a mistake that was.
Well, you left the Carol Burnett show?
I left the Carol Burnett show that same year. McLean Stevenson, who was a friend of mine, he left MASH. We won an Emmy that year for Biggest Schmuck. You know, you cannot leave. When the audience sees you in something and they accept you and they like you, they don't want you to go anywhere else. They don't like you doing that. Don't make a move. So, you know, I left, and the rest is...
But wait, what did you go do exactly?
I did three shows. Harvey Korman show, this show, that show. Nothing worked, and that was it.
Oh, well.
So, but thank goodness I still can do pictures.
Yes, and you're here with me now.
Oh, that's right. You mean I could get back into business?
Oh, don't you worry.
Okay. Hear that, Andy?
I sure do, Harvey. Now, I really do want to ask you something.
Yes,
I idolized that show, and you used to crack up all the time at Tim Conway.
Yes.
And I always used to think to myself, is Tim Conway really making him laugh like that?
Well, here's something else I've never admitted on television either. The man never made me laugh. I never found him funny. It was one of the great acting jobs of my career, pretending, because I knew the audience liked it and they were expecting it, so the guy is funny. I think he's one of the most brilliant comedic geniuses of all time, and we see each other a lot, and he still makes me laugh. We send funny faxes to each other, which I wish I could show you, but I can't. No, it was a wonderful time with Tim. I loved him.
Now, I understand, Brill, I wanted to mention that you were in the new Flintstones movie. Is that right?
The Flintstone movie, it's coming out this summer, in May, I think, and I'm the Dictabird. I'm his stenographer who's a bird and, you know, like this. You don't see me, but you hear me. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
You were also, I just want to point out for television historians, you were the voice, in the original Flintstones, you were the voice of the Great Gazoo.
Great Gazoo. Anybody remember the Great Gazoo?
Yeah. Sharp audience here.
Wow! So what else should we talk about?
The Great Gazoo. I only want to talk about the Great Gazoo at this point.
I don't know what else there is to say.
Come on, did they know that the Great Gazoo, he could do anything? He had these incredible powers.
Well, the only thing I can say about the Great Gazoo, and it's a little self-serving, is that Steven Spielberg also loved the Flintstones and also loved the Great Gazoo, and he wanted me to do the voice for the Flintstone because he was a fan of mine when I was a kid.
Oh, that's terrific. That's fantastic.
To be accepted by...
That's cool. Don't pay any attention to them. I don't.
Oh,
it works perfectly.
You have a great audience.
They're very nice. They're very
really
nice.
Good.
And I always bring guests. Hey, listen, we gotta go.
No!
Yes, we gotta go. That's it. We gotta run.
No.
We gotta bring out another. You'll see. But listen.
But I'm on TV again. I don't want to leave.
No, you stick. Well, please come back anytime. Will you really?
Back. Okay.
Come back anytime.
Thanks,
Seriously,
sure.
it's a real treat having you here.
Thanks.
I love it. All right. We'll be right back with the Crash Test Dummies. Harvey Korman, everybody.